Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is episode 19. So, do you remember in the last episode we conducted, well, the third investigation of the game, and it's an interesting one. We've got two victims this time. Hifumi, the nerd guy, and Taka, the guy who, you know, how to describe him? He's very sort of strict and loves his morals and all that. That guy, so he's dead as well. And there's also this weird thing, Celeste being attacked by this costumed character, Robo Justice, who turned out to be, I nearly said turned out to be Hifumi. He actually turned out to be Yasuhiro, the clairvoyant dude, who maintains his innocence, and I personally think he's innocent. So, basically, we're about to go down to the courtroom. Might as well get in there, because obviously we'll have some pre-trial prep. We'll be able to review our case notes. Okay. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Oh, there's two of you now, apparently. Hello, hello, hello! He's multiplied?
Wrong!
No, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast, it only looks like I've multiplied. Yeah. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Wow. Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
Tough crowd indeed. You're not playing long.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there! And off he goes.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet!
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. Jesus, that's a bit foreboding, girl. Come on, waifu too. Let's just think about this. There's not actually any proof, necessarily, that he is responsible for this.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it! For serious! That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit. Not necessarily.
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. Can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. Okay. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends, the killer is... someone right here. He goes through this little inner monologue, doesn't he, with each trial? Okay, well, is it worth talking to people, or should we just head into the elevator? They're probably just gonna say odd little things.
Damn.
I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude. Yeah.
Just the worst.
Let's hurry up and go, so we can make Hero pay for his crimes. Did I just hear my telephone ringing? Okay, no, it's just me. Just took my headphones off then. Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your... Okay, yeah, they're just going to say random shit. Let's get down there. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, it descended. Doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. Oh man. It's kind of sad seeing, obviously, you know, fewer and fewer people appearing in this elevator as the game progresses, what with people dying and all. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. Let's have a sip of tea whilst I'm at it. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. Oh wow. I like the decoration of the place. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realise just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm going to start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Yoo-hoo!
I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. Okay. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yeah, like I say, he always has this inner monologue before each one. Okay, time to save. And now we can do our pre-class trial prep, that is. Okay, so let's review what we know. Right, so, Monokuma file. Victims, of course, Hifumi, Kiyotaka. Cause of death for each was a blow to the head, so they both killed with a similar weapon. Now, I suspect that this here, the spotless hammer, was the murder weapon. And it looks very much like one of the mallets from the art room repository. Because, yeah, it kind of matches them. Now, this one apparently has been recently washed, which makes me think this was the murder weapon because someone has washed it, maybe tried to conceal blood or whatever. So that's what I'm thinking at present. But we do also have these peculiar... where are they? Oh. Well, we did also obviously have those peculiar... I think they were the justice hammers, weren't they? There's things that were left at each original crime scene, the ones that have been painted to make it look like Robo Justice's weapons. I personally don't think they were the murder weapons at all. I think they're just a red herring, perhaps. Now, obviously the kind of ordering of what happened was all a bit strange. Sakura went through that with us, so apparently me, Sakura, Kyoko and Aoi were in the dining hall in the morning about, I think it was about 8 o'clock, or was it about 7, I can't remember which one. So we waited about an hour and nobody else showed up. And then of course we went off and we found Celeste in the rec room, who said she had been attacked and hurt by Robo Justice, who had carted off Hifumi, who we found later in the library, slightly injured. Hifumi was then taken down to the nurse's office, where I think he was left with Celeste and Aoi, whilst me, Kyoko and Sakura went off to explore and see if we could find Robo Justice. And I think we found... no, actually, I think we found Byakuya and Toko later, didn't we? Now, obviously then, later on we heard Hifumi scream. We went back down and his body was missing. Oh no, was his body missing? No, his body wasn't missing at that point. He was lying on the floor, purportedly dead. And at that point we heard a body discovery announcement. And at that point, we went upstairs and we also... okay, that was when we found Byakuya, Toko and Sakura upstairs with Kiyotaka's body, which leads us to question that body discovery announcement. Whose body was it for? Was it for Hifumi or was it for Kiyotaka? I personally think it was for Kiyotaka, because he had just been discovered by Toko, Byakuya and Sakura. Now, my hypothesis is that at that point, according to this piece of evidence, the glasses cleaning cloth, Hifumi was not actually dead. Now, Celeste and Aoi purportedly went out of the nurse's office just to go to the bathroom dead quickly. And I think this is the point where Hifumi disappeared from the nurse's office. Now, this thing that leads me to think he was actually alive is the fact that his glasses were cleaned and he had this cleaning cloth which is covered in blood, because his glasses were blood-stained. And I think it was the case that he wasn't actually dead, because to me that kind of makes sense. Because although it doesn't preclude the possibility that someone else may have wiped his glasses clean, I don't know why they do that. It doesn't kind of make sense. I don't see any reason for that happening, so that's kind of leads me towards Hifumi being actually alive and possibly in on the crime. Maybe in on Kiyotaka's death, perhaps. Because that's the thing. you know, Monokuma has been clear at the start that supposedly, you know, an accomplice to a crime wouldn't have any benefit from really being involved in it, but I suspect there's a loophole where, let's say you have the accomplice kill someone, whilst the person who originally thought up the crime maybe, say, kills someone else, then technically you'd have two murderers, so surely two people who could graduate. But of course, what I'm possibly suspecting here is that Hifumi has been involved in the death of Kiyotaka and then possibly has been betrayed by whoever he was working with. I'm not sure. It's a possibility, I don't know. Obviously I can't really say with any certainty if it is, but I imagine something's going to come out in this trial. Okay, let's just look through some of the other things here. The blue tarp. Now these tarps were originally in the physics lab storeroom, but this one was found in the repository under Kiyotaka's body. So apparently it's been used to move, Kiyotaka's body from the physics lab storeroom to the repository. That's another thing. Obviously the bodies have always been moved around here. Now the dolly has also been, I think, involved in this movement of Kiyotaka's body because it's got blood on one of the wheels. It's discovered in the repository. It's assumed that this is the same dolly that was in the physics lab equipment room, the storeroom, where Kiyotaka's body was rediscovered. Okay, yes. Then obviously we have the thing with Hifumi's glasses where, yeah, you see, they were covered in blood in the nurse's office, but when they were found in the art room repository, they were actually clean. Okay. Then there was this whole thing about the repository door, where at one point, it can only be locked from the repository side. According to Aoi, during the search for Hifumi's missing body, or was it Hifumi's or was it search for a missing body, it was locked, and yet then somehow magically it was unlocked, which is interesting because obviously it can only be locked from the repository side, which is again what makes me suspect that Hifumi may be in on this. He may have moved Kiyotaka's body there and locked it whilst he was in there, and then eventually unlocked it, maybe? At which point, perhaps, he was then killed himself. I don't know. That's what I'm possibly thinking. Equipment room bloodstain. Yeah, this is the one where there's a tyre track left behind in the blood, suggesting the dolly has been moved. Yeah, so that fits with the whole moving of Kiyotaka's body. Okay, Celeste. Yeah, Hifumi's body disappeared from the nurse's office when you and Aoi went to the nurse's office to use went to the bathroom even from the nurse's office. Apparently you weren't gone for more than a minute or two, which again makes me think it's more likely that Hifumi wasn't dead, rather than someone came down to move Hifumi's dead body. Because if you weren't, because you know, obviously the game's been quite emphatic on the fact that Hifumi's quite overweight, and therefore wouldn't be an easy person to move around. Plus, obviously, even though the dolly is there, obviously they'd have to get his body from the first floor nurse's office upstairs to the repository, which is on the third floor. So the dolly, obviously on wheels, it would be hard to get that up and down the stairs, and I haven't seen an elevator anywhere either. So yeah, Yasuhiro's message about meeting in the dining hall. Handwriting's remarkably neat and clear. Okay, I think this is the thing that could be used perhaps to prove that, well, to suggest, at least, that Yasuhiro isn't the culprit in this, as Aoi suspects. Because obviously his handwriting is remarkably clear. Now these, obviously the Robo Justice blueprints, were found in Hiro's room, but, I don't know, comparing the handwriting, it's different handwriting, so I think this Robo Justice costume, I don't know, this has been created specially for Hiro to go in it, perhaps to fend him off. Not to fend him off, sorry, to frame him, that's the word I'm looking for the crime. But significantly there is this thing about it not being able, this Robo Justice costume not being able to bend at the waist any more than 90 degrees, which would challenge the idea that Hiro could have moved Kiyotaka's body with the dolly, because if he can't bend, how's he going to bend down to get that dolly? Because it's actually quite low down to the ground. So that's the thing. Bits and bobs of evidence don't really add up to Yasuhiro being the killer. I mean, I suppose we haven't necessarily disproven his guilt, but I don't know, the evidence is pointing to him being innocent. Apparently Yasuhiro received a mysterious note last night. Note reads, I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 AM. So this is possibly the thing that maybe lured Yasuhiro out. Possibly. So that they could get him and put him in the costume. Whoever was responsible. Hifumi, presumably, and someone else. Now, Kiyotaka's wristwatch is broken with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock. Now, his watch was working the night before, so that must mean 6 in the morning. So that puts possibly his time at death at just after 6 this morning, right? Okay, so the culprits in this crime were already out and about quite early, before everyone else. Kiyotaka's left hand was found scratching this small scrap of paper. However, Hifumi had this note, which says, I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 AM. So this is possibly a note, I'm thinking, that was given to Kiyotaka. The handwriting also looks kind of similar to the Robo-Justice blueprints. Okay, so the same person who made these blueprints also made this note. Right. I see. So Hifumi... Is it Hifumi? No, actually I don't know. Well, actually we don't... I'm just assuming here that that is Hifumi's handwriting, but I haven't actually seen any evidence to prove that, so I can't really say that. There's this thing also about the e-handbook. Also acts as a card key. Believe that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. Okay, but why have you brought this up, game? Is there a reason for this? Does the Chekhov's gun principle dictate something is significant about that? Okay, well that's all the truth bullets and what we can sort of determine from them. Let me just look at my skills. Extraordinary focus increases focus gauge by 2, effective during the class trials. Okay, let's equip that one. What other skills do I have? Thing is, because I filled out Kyoko and Aoi's free time events. Ah, yeah, I've got a couple of them. What's this on? Neural liberation. The focus gauge decreases more slowly during concentration and fever time. Effective during the non-stop debate, the Hangman's Gambit and the bullet time battle. Costs 5 SP. We'll take it. Got my melodious voice. Oh, what was that one? Ambidextrousness. Allows you to lock onto 2 statements at once. Okay. Effective during the bullet time battle. Yep. We might as well equip that then. And I think that's all the skills I have, so therefore we got all of them fully equipped. I think there's nothing else to say now at this point, so let's finish the preparations. Let's begin the class trial. Okay.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Yeah, we know this.
If you can figure out who did, then I'll punish everyone beside. Now then, to begin with...
Okay, here we go.
We already know who did it.
No, we don't, girl. I hope the fact that you're being so insistent doesn't mean that you're actually involved in this crime in some way.
Was that?
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Now hang on here, there's evidence that doesn't quite add up to that.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
It's kind of ironic coming from you.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
Okay, present it then.
Blueprints for the suit.
Yes, those were found in his room, but I don't know if it's actually him who's drawn them up, though.
Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
Not necessarily. If he was lured out and knocked out, and someone... Oh. No, hang on. I was just thinking for a second about the handbooks. No. They're not used to open dormitory doors, are they? No. The people actually have their own proper keys for that. But still, in theory, knock him out, the culprit could then take Hiro's key and get into his room, so we can't disprove at this point that it wasn't planted there.
It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know! I don't know! I don't know!
Is Hero really the killer, or... For anything else, we have to make that clear. Okay, here we go. Debate time. Let's see what we got. Make your argument. What bullets? He has a hero's message, okay. The handwriting, then. That's what this is about.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints,
shit.
the suit parts,
That's
they
not
are
what I
all
want to do.
proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
See what people have to say.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Right, I think it's one of Celeste's statements that I need to do here. I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy, yeah. It doesn't match. If I remember right, Hero's handwriting is... Okay, right.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the
Oops,
culprit.
I missed.
I don't know anything about
It's not true!
Hero, why?
No! Just hold on
Okay,
a second!
right. I need to time it a bit better. Okay. Hero's handwriting is...
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, there we go. I knew it was one of hers.
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
True.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Possible. But we'll have to hammer that out right now.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Okay, Sakura. You got something interesting to say?
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Well, I must admit, you are pretty dumb.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
Oh, okay, Byakuya. You're coming in as well? Okay.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Well, it's Hero, obviously, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
No, not in the second suit. They were just running around whilst we were all distracted, I think.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Well, it was Hero. Of course, he passes and of course he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit, was Hina. Well, she technically did try to put it on, but the Illuminati, are you kidding me?
I got it!
I get it!
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
Prime suspect, but not necessarily guilty.
That doesn't make any sense! You just said Hero didn't do it!
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Thank you, Byakuya. Spelling it out. There you go.
So what you're saying is...
Sometimes the characters are a bit dumb, but...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
yeah.
What? Now that's a bold assumption!
Hello, Genocide. You always make me chuckle whenever I see your face.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Oh, yes, we do.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
I don't know, murder weapon? Something like that?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Okay, we can do that. We have all the evidence.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Of course, you pass it off to me again. You can't just say it yourself. Things that we used to move Taka's body. Blue tarp.
I got it!
And there's still one more thing. Yeah, the dolly. Here we go.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Okay. What's with the attitude? Yeah.
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Well, not wrapped. You mean lying on.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
Okay. Yeah.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
Dolly was there.
so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Okay, you gonna challenge me here?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Well, I'm guessing the tire track blood stain is going to be used as proof here, but
That
okay.
dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room.
No, it was there. There's tire marks.
Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Oh wow, Jesus. Makoto, you can't let that go unchallenged.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Jesus. Christ, she's laying on the insults. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean, but maybe I can change her mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker... Wait, are we going for this mechanic already? You'll see your ammo count. Now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements, but from now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you one bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. You can reload by pressing the tab key. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the tab key in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the tab key now has a function along with the R&B and LMB buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. But if action difficulty set to gentle, yeah, don't have to reload. Ignore everything you said. Well then, good luck, have fun. Oh god. So we're already going for this thing, apparently. What's the deal here then? Why are we getting to this straight away?
You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you! You miserable wretch!
Oh shit. I'm going crazy. Shit.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch.
God, she's really...
You have it wrong.
Negative.
I
What?
cannot agree.
Shit.
You are a fool.
What?
So
What's happening?
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Shit. Something's going wrong here.
I cannot agree.
I don't...
You are a fool.
Final strike. Okay, that was a bit hectic.
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
God, the bullet time battle is a bit difficult when it goes into negative like that. Damn
If
it.
you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
Come on, Makoto.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Okay, the reloading mechanic's not too hard. I just hate it when it goes into the negatives like that, because it becomes harder. guessing you just have to rely on the beat of the music to know when to shoot. And I was just sort of panicking a bit there. Okay, right, so yeah, dolly with the blood stain on it, yes.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
Yes.
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Do you have any response to that? Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then...
Oh, it's never a killer robot.
What kind of robot is it?
It's just a suit.
I'm not sure that really matters.
Yes, thank you, Sakura. Oh dear, Swimmer Girl's getting a bit hung up on little details.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
You say that, you're probably going to then palm it off on me, aren't you?
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Yeah, by dolly, which you have to bend down to move. The suit doesn't allow you to bend down. If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. Yes, what does he mean by... Oh, come on, Makoto. Don't think too hard. Robo Justice costume. Here we go.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Yes.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem.
No, I think Awie's the one here who's got it wrong.
So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Of course he doesn't. Doesn't have to push it, you'd have to bend over, yes. Yeah, but would anyone actually wearing that suit have been able to actually stoop down like that? Yeah, that's the thing that we need. I think
As
it's
we know,
Aoi.
Taka was killed, and from there...
Yeah, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, Makoto, don't scare me like that. Whoops, wrong one.
Shoot!
Damn it, I just lost a bit of life. Okay, it's not hers. Right.
As we know, and from there...
Yeah, then loaded it onto the dolly.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
This one? No? Come on.
Then you could push the dolly no problem.
Oh, what?
So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
Damn it, which one is it I'm supposed
If
to do
you
here?
accept everything we just said,
Then you must realize that whoever...
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Okay, which one is it I'm supposed to shoot here? Because it could be several.
as we know,
Taka was killed, and
Yes.
from there...
Yeah, the culprit then loaded it onto the dolly and we...
Now,
keep in mind that the dolly...
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
So it was that one. I think it might be that I shot the white words instead of the green one. Maybe that's
You're
why.
absolutely right
Yeah.
that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Yeah, you got into it. Like that. I'm blind as a vine here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. Yes, there you are.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Okay, we're winning you over a bit.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
It's not a very good way of transportation, Celeste. Besides, you can't even see your feet.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Good point. Okay.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
No. Yasuhiro couldn't take the suit off. It was locked behind. Absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because once you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it!
Yeah.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
Yeah, it was locked on the outside, so Hiro couldn't get it off. He needed our help to get it off. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help. Why would you make some things that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. Yeah.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
Here we go.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Yeah, that's another good point, yeah. Because otherwise he'd be incriminating himself.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
What, the one of Hifumi being attacked? Yeah, Hifumi being attacked by Robo-Justice? Yeah, that one.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
It was a setup, maybe? You know, now that I think about it, I am actually kind of becoming a bit suspicious of Celeste here. It just seems, I don't know, kind of interesting that she was in the rec room at the exact right moment, and that she managed to take a picture. She had the camera with her. I wonder. I really do wonder here. It's not a lot to go on. It's nowhere near enough to really convict her, but I don't know. Because clearly someone else, you know, there's someone else here besides Hifumi. I've got to determine who it is. Yeah, I am vaguely just a little bit suspicious of you, Celeste. But...
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
Yeah. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for the time being, but you're not out the clear just yet. How did you get hurt? Oh, right, his voice, yeah. What was his voice again? And that guy hit me! What guy? Robo-Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now. The lisp has come back.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
Not necessarily, unless he was, you know, in league with someone, and he was meant to say that.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Oh, come on, waifu, too. After everything we just heard, you know, being convinced otherwise.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Thank you, Kyoko.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to talk about yet.
Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Thank you.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Well, let's talk about how did Hifumi's body move, then.
Let's
Perhaps.
review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
I like Genocide Jack's little jazz hands she was doing just then.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that, actually. Because I'm not recording this straight after the last episode, I'm actually recording this quite a couple... well, at least a couple of weeks after, so... yeah, I forgot about that. Kyoko did kind of disappear for a large part of it. Oh, shit. So she could be a little suspicious here. Ah, right.
Alright then. Let's take another look back at what happened.
So you're going to give us your account right from the get-go?
I suppose we could start with this morning.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you're giving this. Just helps me get the times back in my head.
4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 AM.
Okay, right. So 8 AM was when you went to look for everyone. 7 AM then was when you must have met up, because I could have sworn it was an hour you'd been waiting, wasn't it?
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
So you're saying you're unconscious, but you managed to take a picture? Or did you take the picture just before you fell unconscious? I'm a bit unclear here, Celeste. You've got some explaining to do, I think. Not suggesting you're guilty, but we need to get to the bottom of your account here.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Yeah, okay.
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
Yes, that's right. I remember. Yeah.
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
Yeah, you said you saw Robo-Justice on the staircase. What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs. Yeah.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him as this strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. So how did Robo-Justice get to the pool then?
and then...
And that was Hifumi's scream, wasn't it? Gah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. Yeah.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
But it wasn't for Hifumi, was it? It was for Taka. Because Hifumi wasn't actually dead, I'm guessing.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor, to let the others know what had happened.
You know, a lot of that running around was very much Celeste just directing us about. I don't know. I'm convinced here that, well, I'm thinking at least that Hifumi's definitely involved in this crime, but who is he working with? I'm sure there's someone else he was working with. Is it Celeste? I don't know.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi.
Can we not question Monokuma here? Ask him whose body the announcement was for?
Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office.
Yes, this is when Hifumi disappeared, was it?
But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
Oh. Okay, Celeste, so you found the 2 bodies in the repository initially. That's right. That actually does make you possibly a suspect. Because obviously at one point the repository was locked from the inside. So if I'm assuming possibly Hifumi maybe is the one responsible for moving Taka's body. I can't really say that with any great certainty, but there's bits and pieces of evidence which, if pieced together, suggest that could be a possibility. So maybe, assuming I'm right, Hifumi locks the repository door from the inside whilst he's sorting out Taka's body, and when he unlocks it, if Celeste is the first one to find the bodies, then maybe she's the one who killed them. I don't know. Oh, I don't know, I'm clutching at straws here. And there's still Kyoko, who had a whole period where she was missing. I don't have enough evidence really to make a conclusion here about who killed Hifumi.
Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
What about you, waifu? What about your missing period? Are we not going to ask about that?
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Right.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Okay.
Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Yeah, let's talk about when he was killed and things like that. Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth case, I have to find them no matter what. Okay, here we go. Do some more arguing. Monokuma file, right. Hit with a blunt instrument.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
I think
or
so.
Or perhaps it was after?
Oh.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Did he?
What makes you say that?
Yeah, what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See?
Okay.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
Was it the Justice Hammers, though? Yeah, they were numbered, but were they really used in that order? Okay.
So,
Taka came last.
Was it that one?
What makes you say that?
I don't know which one I'm supposed to shoot here.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
Okay, I can actually go to my truth bullets here. But having said that, there's nothing about the bloody Justice Hammers. Hang on, what's in here? Looks ahead. Both killed with a similar weapon. Right.
Shoot!
Damn it, I don't get it. What am I supposed to shoot there? What? Okay, right, it's just going to give me the fail thing. Hang on, right, we're going to have to try that again. I don't understand that. What? Because I was just looking at the Monokuma file, it doesn't say anything about the Order or the Justice Hammers, so... What exactly am I supposed to shoot? I don't understand.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Yeah, come on, give it another shot.
I refuse to give up yet!
Come on. Alright, let's try it again. Right, what am I shooting? I don't understand. Do I have to get rid of all the purple lines, maybe?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Okay, there we go.
That's wrong.
Oh, I forgot. I have that mechanic where I can switch the bullet for something they've said.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Okay, there we go. So that's what I was doing wrong. Yeah, I was a bit confused there because it was giving me the Monokuma file truth bullet. But I forgot, you can do that thing where you can actually switch out your bullet for a statement that someone's already said and then you can fire it back at them. Right, so that's the answer. That's where I was going wrong there.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Yeah, because we don't actually think, do we, that the Justice Hammers were used for killing when we have that spotless hammer?
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
I think so. Because he had that note that lured him to the equipment room at 6, wasn't it? And then, obviously, Hifumi was later seen by Celeste at about 7ish, so...
Okay then, let's see the proof.
The note. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi, yeah, the note. Something that relates to what time he must have died, yeah. Broken wristwatch. The note. 2 possible things here, actually. Okay, this one. Ooh. Wristwatch, yeah. We need an I. Give me. Need an S. Give me an S. Where's an S? Oh god, not that. Oh shit. Go, give me the S. Haha, there we go. Shit, I missed that W. Wasn't quick enough. Give me a W. Oh god, there we go. I can actually speed things up if I hold down the control button. Give me. There we go. Give me a H. There it is. Awesome.
Now I understand.
There's his voice. Now I understand.
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch.
I say that every time, don't I?
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Yeah. Hey, you! How long are you going to keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that! Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Yeah.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Yeah.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us.
Well,
we made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those Justice Hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size.
seriously no one else seen this spotless hammer?
That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Yes,
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
Okay.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder.
Yeah, but what about Hifumi?
But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Hifumi scream again. Gah! Huh? Oh, what was that? So it came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. Yeah, we've seen this. Come on. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true! We're all in the clear!
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
We don't have any evidence of that, mate.
If that's true, where's the tape?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
Kyoko? Where were you, though?
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
Yes. Is nobody going to mention the possibility here that Hifumi was not dead?
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
Well, Hiro couldn't because we've established he was in the suit, so... Oh god, Kyoko. Okay, well, tell you what, I'm just going to jump cut very quickly. I just need to go to the toilet. And I might also make myself another cup of tea, because my current one's empty. So I'll see you in a second, everybody. Okay, I'm back. Oh, got myself a fresh cup of tea, nice. Right. Okay, so... Suspicion falling a little bit on Kyoko here, I think. Which I'm a bit scared about, because she was one of my 2 waifus. One of my 3, until obviously Sayaka died. Okay. I mean, there's still outstanding questions I'd like to ask of Celeste, but I don't know. Like, for example, all this thing where she was directing us around, and apparently at one point we believed we had Robo Justice cornered on the 3rd floor, and yet somehow magically he was down at the pool later. That needs to be explained.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
Okay.
So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Okay, right.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Okay, here we go. This whole section, which up until now we've been completely avoiding. So, yeah, again, I'll reiterate what I think, which is that he wasn't dead. He's moved himself,
That's
basically.
true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
Vic could not have been gone for more than a minute or 2 or so. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? No, he was still alive, and he was in on it. It would seem so.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it.
Because if he wasn't involved, you know, then why didn't he just come to one of us?
But to carry that much weight from the 1st floor up to the 3rd in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Yeah, he was still alive. That's what you're going to say, isn't it?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Exactly. Oh, dramatic music. Dun dun dun.
The dead body moved on its own?
No, that's not what she's suggesting, girl.
No! Not another ghost!
Oh, good God.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is...
Thank God someone seems to have a brain. Thank you, Byakuya. You're a dick at times, but I actually kind of like you because you do have a brain.
We thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Seriously, if it wasn't for Byakuya and Kyoko, some of these characters would have just... Oh, man. They got themselves killed by accident.
He was... alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Yes, that's exactly what we're suggesting, because we have evidence that suggests it could have happened.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
Exactly. Thank you.
That... it isn't possible.
Why is it not possible, Celeste? If I may ask. The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? Yes, it is. We need to talk about his glasses, or about the glasses cleaning cloth. Or both of them. Broken wristwatch. I need to remember here, I can always lift someone's statement, if need be.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
Yes.
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
No, but that was probably for Taka.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Oops, wrong one. What am I doing? I didn't think that. I didn't think that through.
Shoot!
I got excited. I'm sorry. I've only got 2 lives. I need to be a lot more
Are
careful.
you saying that when we
first found him, there's a chance he... No, Hifumi was dead.
And you know that...
Surely you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oops, shit. It was only made once. Yes. Taka's discovered it almost exactly the same time, yeah.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was at...
No.
It is in Hifumi was dead. And you know that... Surely you heard the body...
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, I think maybe we have to lift another statement here. Let's try it.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
It is impossible.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been
found. Oh shit, no.
And
Damn
that is why the announcement was made.
Crap, I should have got rid of the
Are
thing
we
first.
really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended
Shit,
to signal
no.
someone else's discovery.
Damn it, I keep pressing the wrong button. Right, sorry. I'm being a bit incompetent here.
Are you saying that when we first... there's a chance...
No.
Okay.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that... Surely you heard the body... Hifumi's dead, and that is...
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Right. Nab that one. Because I think we can use Kyoko's words here. So it was exactly the same time, yep.
Are you saying that when we first found him, there's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Got it. I knew what I was trying to do, I just kept fucking it up with the wrong buttons.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
But the other people had also discovered Taka's body at the same time.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
Could we not just ask Monokuma here?
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
You could ask Monokuma, maybe he'll tell you.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Is this where he's going to come in?
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
Okay, right.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
Yeah.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that. He did do the announcement twice. First time when we apparently, quote-unquote, discovered Hifumi's body in the nurse's office, but then he did it again later when Hifumi's body was found in the art repository. Yes.
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Like I say, it's been a couple of weeks since I was last playing. I should probably have actually tried to record this episode sooner, whilst the memories were still fresh, but whatever. Second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. A body has been discovered, yada yada yada. Yeah. Same old.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Yes.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
So the second announcement was for Hifumi, then?
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Yeah.
So when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Having said that, he did have those parting words, Hifumi, in the art repository. So technically he wasn't dead? That's a bit odd, I don't know.
Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
The glasses, and the glasses cleaning cloth. It's got to be that.
Oh, I know!
No, do you?
Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Not helpful.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Alright, well, hold that thought.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. She's still being very, I don't know, insistent that we're all wrong, Celeste is, so I don't know. She's still a little suspect. And so too is Kyoko, but I don't know, I don't have enough really to definitively say if my feelings are really warranted, I don't know. Let's keep going. Make your argument. More debate time. Hifumi's glasses, of course.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Yes, that's right.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Yeah.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved...
What are you going to say?
Other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Get it! Got it! Yes!
No, that's wrong!
Just in time. That was a simple one. That was quite easy.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Yeah, he's in on the whole thing.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Yeah, the cleaning cloth. It was. Where is it? Where's the cleaning cloth? There it is.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear.
Yeah, he wiped his glasses so he could see where he was going. Now, obviously, like we say, it doesn't necessarily disprove that someone else could have wiped him, but balanced against that is the reasoning why would they do that if it was someone else, that is. It makes more sense for it to be him wiping his glasses.
This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Yep.
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
What a title.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
Well, Toko, Byakuya, and Hifumi.
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Of course you wouldn't. Good on ya.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
Is someone going to raise the possibility someone else could have wiped him?
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
Oh god, Jesus, dude.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
Okay, I had a feeling you would come in with this. Technically true. It doesn't prove he specifically did it, but... I don't know, again, like I say, when you apply a bit of reason to it, as of yet, I don't see why someone else would do it.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Indeed, yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see.
Yep.
Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
Copious corpse. That's putting it lightly.
But then,
or politely.
if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Yeah, okay.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere!
Did nobody really even bother to check his body the first time it was encountered to actually check he was dead?
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Yeah, he went upstairs.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Yeah. The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi, as I've suspected all along. Taka himself. Sakura, come on.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
Noticed every time I get it right, it's replenishing my life a bit, which is good.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
And who brought us back down to the nurse's office whilst Hifumi was able to do that? Celeste did. I know, again, I'm clutching at straws here. That's hardly enough to really convict her of anything, but...
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
Yeah, because Hifumi was in there. He locked it from the inside.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Yes, Hifumi.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Yes.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Go on.
There's more?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto?
Yeah.
The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
A certain note. The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be? Where is it? There it is. This one.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Oh, you're doing the jazz hands again there, Genocide.
Yes, his pants.
His pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 AM.
Ah! That's the note I was telling you about! The one that told me where to go!
Well, that's actually a different one, mate.
Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 AM.
Yes.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro.
Yeah, Taka.
And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants. You kidding me? Oh, I just give you some silly suggestions.
I got it!
Ah, those hearts are going up.
That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
Oh god, what have you got to say?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
I love the nicknames you give people.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me. Right. I think we need to prove that the note was for Taka, not Hifumi, and I think the answer here is... Oh, wait, it's not... Oh, it's not what I thought it was then. I was going to say it was the little scrap in Taka's hand.
Right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Nope, not quite.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 AM.
Right, hang on. We need the broken wristwatch.
The time doesn't matter!
Yeah, it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Yeah, it does. You're wrong.
No, that's wrong!
Fairly straightforward.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 AM, which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Yes.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Yeah, where he was killed.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Technically... I mean... Technically the logic, I don't think, quite adds up there. It could be that Taka wrote it and gave it to Hifumi, but was then overpowered when he tried to attack Hifumi. But I don't think that's actually what's happened, but I'm just saying, I don't think the logic there is 100% sound, but...
Well, when you put it like that...
Unless, obviously, we have a way of proving whose handwriting it is in the note.
No further objections!
Jesus.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Well, he tried to take it back, probably to dispose of it, I'm guessing.
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Little corner of scrap of paper in Taka's hand. That's what we need. Where is it? Kiyotaka. Here we go.
I got it!
I get him!
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is...
The note!
I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip,
Rigor mortis.
leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
I believe so.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
So he tried to take it away, probably to dispose of it, but...
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Yeah. Because if he wasn't, how would he have known what it was? I don't know. I mean, unless... No, I'm pretty convinced, yeah, he was an accomplice here.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
So are we going to discuss here the whole rules of the killing game a bit? And this potential loophole that I'm seeing? Are we going to touch on that, maybe?
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Dude, what are you on about?
Sorry, no.
Just cut him off, Makoto.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Yeah, but what about his little parting words?
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
The person he was working with, I'm guessing.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Ah, yes.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
True.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi!
Ah, we're finally getting to the murder weapon, are we?
The weapon?
I'm surprised we haven't discussed this earlier.
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Yes. Okay, Yasuhiro, maybe you're not as dumb as I thought you were.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Yeah, it's all a bit impractical, but we have that spotless hammer.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
Yeah, maybe you do have. Yeah, maybe you do generally have something cooking in that head of yours, hero.
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
My thoughts exactly, Byakuya.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Like I say, Byakuya can be a dick sometimes, but I kind of like the character in spite of that, just because he has a brain and a bit of a sharp wit.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
Then it was a different hammer.
So the question is, How could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
No! It's not the question. Because it's a different hammer.
Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
Thank you. Byakuya, as usual, to the rescue. Thank God that Byakuya and Kyoko actually have a brain, each.
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Yes, but what if they were killed with a weapon that's similar to the Justice Hammers? That's what we're suggesting here.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi? Whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. So I have to find the truth. Okay. Yeah, we know what it is. It's the spotless hammer. Yeah, there we are. Let's see what people got to say.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3?
No.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
No.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
What?
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
Oh god, bollocks.
And...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Got it first time. Again. Yeah, simple and straightforward.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
It was a spotless hammer.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Yeah.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Yeah. That's right.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
So I think overall I was right about Hifumi being in on it, but the question is, who's he working with?
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Okay, what do you got to say?
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
No, there's a loophole. Are we finally going to talk about this?
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Unless, of course, it is just a case of Hifumi was going to kill someone himself, but then got killed by someone else who was planning their own murder. I don't know. We did talk about how the only reason for anyone to work together, at least that's what we thought first, but no, there is a way. So there is a loophole. I was seeing something. Yes. Seeing something significant, that is.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Can we say there's no chance two people work together on this? Okay.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, Only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
I think I know what I'm looking for here.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
There we go, got it. Yeah, I need to take your words, Kyoko. I need to fire it at Celeste, I think.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
I knew it. I knew there was this loophole.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
Yeah. One person carries out one murder, the other does another, then you're both blackened.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
Oh, come on, Makoto. Don't start getting idiotic on us now.
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders?
Yes, that's right.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
So, did Hifumi think that his partner in crime was going to kill someone else? Okay, but then maybe the true killer betrayed him.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Yeah, there you go.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
Yeah. So am I right here?
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Getting little FPS spikes then. What's going on there? Whoa, Jesus. Yeah, that went down quite a bit.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
Is my computer doing something in the background? No, it just seems to be getting, like I say, little FPS spikes all of a sudden. Keeps dipping and going up and down, like now, there. Just down, yeah, it's dipping down to about 20 summit. What's going on there? No, it's at 30.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems...
Okay, that was going as low as 16 then. Why is it doing that? 1 second, everyone. I'm just going to jump cut, see if that sorts it out. Okay, I'm hoping that's sorted it out. Or not. It's still lagging like crazy. Okay, we might just have to deal with this, but... Seriously, it's like dipping down to less than 20. God, it was even at 5 for a second then. Why is it lagging like shit all of a sudden? The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. What the fuck are you doing, computer? Okay, it's literally gone down to less than 10 now. That is insane. Okay, at least I can save during the trial. Okay, I need to diagnose what's going on here. 1 second, everyone. Okay, I'm back. I think I might have got the FPS stabilised. Basically, I think it's just because, obviously because this is a long recording, it might be just that my Fraps footage is slowly taking up the disk space on my computer. So I went away and basically just put together part of one of my videos, just so that I could delete the original Fraps footage in order to free up some disk space. So hopefully, as long as this trial doesn't go on for too long, we should be able to complete it. Okay, so Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Well, I mean, technically they're not entirely separate, as in they're unrelated. They are related, they're just two separate murders, if that makes sense. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
Well, that is the question. I'm not sure.
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really one person who seems to fit. Oh. Crap. Who could have he been working with? I don't know. Well, just based on some of my very tentative questions, you, maybe?
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
I mean, I really do feel like I'm clutching at straws here, but I mean, she was the one who was basically directing us everywhere around school during that whole Robo Justice chase section, but I mean, she conveniently, yeah, she's conveniently directing us around, so theoretically she could have enabled Hifumi to escape the nurse's office. Come to think of it, there was also that scene a while back where she was kind of being quite manipulative towards him with the whole milk tea thing. Just remembered that now. I don't know, I may have got this very wrong. I'm really not sure.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
I mean, then again, it's giving me dialogue, so maybe I am right.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
Maybe? Have I actually got this right? I don't know.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Well, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. Like I said, the whole milk tea incident suggests that you were able to manipulate him somewhat.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him...
Sound like you're getting a bit stressed.
That I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Wow, you are getting pretty worked up. Am I actually right? Is she the one? The one?
Pardonnez-moi.
Okay. I've been giving you a German accent all this time. I think you're actually trying to be more French, aren't you? Okay, so is she actually the accomplice? Am I right?
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Okay.
Is that so?
Something I missed here. I've forgotten about.
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
Oh?
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual. Screaming the paper... This one at the top? Yeah. Because up until the scene with the pool, in the pool rather, they're the only two who've actually seen Robo Justice.
I got it!
Yeah, it is. Okay.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Well, yeah, come to think of it, because if... Well, Yasuhiro's saying he was asleep all that time in the suit, because he'd been knocked out or whatever. So obviously Robo Justice wouldn't be able to move around on its own, would it? So it wouldn't be able to run away. So what if it was in the pool that whole time? Or rather, they put him in the pool that whole time once they'd finished using him for what they needed him for. Ah, okay.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Oh, Jesus, Byakuya. Wow. Oh, just when I think you're, you know, being quite awesome, you turn around and slap me in the face.
Sorry.
Makoto, don't take that shit. Stand up for yourself, man.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Everyone except Aoi and Celeste. Then, of course, Celeste and Aoi went to the bathroom for just a couple of minutes.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Yes. I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs, yeah? Yeah.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
So essentially, Byakuya is suggesting she didn't send us to the second floor because she saw the Robo-Justice. She sent us there because she needed us out of the way.
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
she let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Ran further down the hall. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, this strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yes, she was getting us all out of the way. God, the amount of times I've had to do Hifumi's scream. I'm not doing it again. We've seen this dialogue. Don't need to do it again.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party, that seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Tina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura. Yes.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Got anything to say?
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
That voice acting.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we are on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
She's being silent.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered. She was quick
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
Yeah, you were quick to declare him dead, even though we didn't actually know.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
It's possible, yeah.
I don't believe it! Everything! The whole thing was one big act!
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
You know, there was a part of me at one point that was a little suspicious of you, because of the whole bathroom thing. But having said that, I don't see it, because obviously, well, the characters can vouch for your whereabouts at different times, so no, I doubt you've got anything to do with this crime. Yeah, it's painting Celeste more and more here as the villain, but having said that, there's still the thing with Kyoko, though. Where's she been at? We haven't really asked anything about that here.
Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh, are we gonna have the moment of truth?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Oh, what did she say? Zim must really be enjoying this. Oh. Wait a minute, what? Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. Wait. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died. Again, she's planting it in our head that Hifumi's dead.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
She wasn't there.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto.
Yeah. How would she have known that there's more than one victim?
Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Ah, you see. It all hinges on these little details. You gotta try and pay attention. See, I'd forgotten completely about that. Yes, but now that he mentions it, yeah, it is suspicious, I see it.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
It means she has knowledge that she surely couldn't have.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Uh-oh, what's she gonna say? Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. What is he alluding to? Well, she can't have known, can she? There were multiple victims. Okay, let's go. It's like Mondo in the blue tracksuit again.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oops. When she said that, she should have only known about Hifumi's death. That in mind, what's so strange about what she said is, yeah,
all
how did she know?
I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us. They must be... We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes
To finish this. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Maybe I just take her words and fire them back at her. I think that's
All
what's...
I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive.
We are all going to die here.
I think it's the next one, isn't it?
We are going to die, just like those
Oh
guys
shit,
died.
no, what? What? No, wait. Oh, do I just fire it at Byakuya?
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Whoops, wrong one.
Shoot!
Right, I think maybe I've got them the wrong way round. Hang on.
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be... We are all going to...
We are going to die.
Just like... And that is...
And that's
All it takes to... What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Yes, right. Let's try it this way round. I might have just got it the wrong way round.
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be... We are all going to die.
We are going to die, just like those guys.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
There we are, yeah, I was just getting it the wrong way around.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
Yep.
When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste?
Yes.
How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
Oh, well, that too, I suppose. I thought they were just using guys in the sort of more general, you know, buddy sense.
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Okay, well, I mean, when you're looking at it from that angle, yeah. Oh. Oh? You're laughing.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
Yes, what about this?
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Was it just a setup? It could have just been a setup.
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
No, you were in the suit, mate. I'm pretty certain of that. And I think they made it look like you were dragging Hifumi away, but of course you were unconscious, I believe.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
Is it, though?
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Because it's a setup.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
That it's a setup?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi and the suspect are drinking, Hifumi is dragging the suspect away, Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. It could be this one, based on the posture of the two individuals. The Robo Justice costume is very much leaning on Hifumi, so he could actually be trying to hold it up and maybe move it away.
I got it!
Yeah.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Nope, that got through to you.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Yeah, because Yasuhiro was asleep, unconscious.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Oh?
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Why is it impossible?
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh, she's getting sassy. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Oh, hello. What we got here? Another argument to make. Let's have a look at what we got. Okay, these are the three things I got. I don't think it's going to be Yasuhiro's message, is it?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, There's no way they could stand up straight like that.
But you can't bend up at the waist.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Yeah, but you can't bend it at the waist. I remember, yeah, Hina said you couldn't bend at the waist, yeah. So it will
me
stand
up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said,
As you can see in the picture,
the suspect is
if the person inside the suit, there's no way they could stand up straight like
this
that.
one. There we go.
No, that's wrong.
There we go. Yep, can't bend at the waist.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Yeah. You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. Yeah.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh. You're getting stressed there, Celeste.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh god. She's getting stressed.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Uh-oh. ... Dot.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Oh god. Wow, she turned.
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
There's still the matter of Hifumi's dying words here that we have to address.
Have you already forgotten
Yeah.
what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Exactly. What's that about? Hey Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yeah, Yasuhiro. Yeah.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
God, your voice went up a notch.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
What? Are you just making this up?
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
You tell him, Sakura.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
Are you suggesting there's another Yasuhiro somewhere?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, there was the whole thing at the very, very beginning of the game when we first met Celeste, when Makoto was asking if that was actually her real name. Is that where this is going? Are we going to find out that that Celestia Ludenberg is not actually her real name at all? That her name's Yasuhiro?
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us.
Oh.
How did he refer to each of us?
I don't think he gave everyone nicknames, and I've not heard him say for serious, but yeah, I think he always used to refer to us by our last names, didn't he? He used to call Makoto Mr. Naegi, so... Ah. Okay. So Yasuhiro is Hiro's first name, but when he said Yasuhiro, is he actually referring to someone's surname?
I got it!
Okay.
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Yep.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I mean, this is a bit of a tenuous thing to go on, but I'll go with it, whatever.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Indecent?
What?
Don't talk.
Yeah, don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Unless, as the start of the game suggests, Celestia Ludenberg is indeed just an alias.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to.
That's the thing about this game, you got to think back over things that have happened during the free time events, during the, you know, run-up to the murders. Because usually it'll show you little snippets of clues. Yeah.
And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Of course, yes.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Wow.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well? Do I?
God, she looks kind of terrifying, like that.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was almost like a response to me, myself, what I just said. Good God.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Yeah.
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
Just tell us.
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh. What do we got? Is it going to be one more little argument? E-handbook. Ah, this is why it might be important. Are we going to get her to actually show us the handbook? Because it'll show her
was trying to tell
real
us
name,
something.
surely.
He wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
It's upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
We do.
No, that's wrong.
See, I knew the handbook had to be significant.
That's it. The handbook.
Because why else would it put it in the truth bullets? Chekhov's gun, everybody. It's there for a reason.
What?
Ah, brilliant pose.
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Yeah.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
Yes.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Oh. You hiding something?
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Oh.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because because
everybody!
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen!
Fine then. Let me settle it.
Pretty sure the game is over, Celeste.
Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Okay, is this going to be the manga strip thing? Which I tend to sometimes struggle with because I try to rush it a bit.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Let's do it. Closing argument, begin. Right, let's have a look at what we've actually got here. So, that's Hifumi presumably talking to Celeste there. Oh god. That's his heroes there. Should look at what I've got down here. Why have I got the friggin' poster from the bloody last case in there?
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds, that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap, and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi, and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celestia Ludenberg, perhaps? Okay, sorry about the little jump cut there. Man, I had to go back a couple of times there just to reposition some of the pieces in the manga. A couple of them were not clear where they were, but I got the order of some of the Justice Hammers a bit mixed up. So yes, that wasn't too bad though. At least I didn't fail like in the last one. Celestia! Where are you? There she is.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Oh, wow. Complete.
I lost?
So is that it? Because we did the bullet time fever thing at the start, so do we need to do it here again or not?
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor.
Still defiant to the end, is she?
I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
Oh?
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Ah, is that your real name then? Taiko Yasuhiro.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Yeah, you've changed your accent as well. You haven't got that sort of European inflection to it.
Interesting.
Wow. Oh, there we go! Oh, got some lower grades there for this one. Yeah. I did technically lose at one point during the courtroom arguments, but... Aye. 94 monocoins. We're going to be able to get 94 more gifts, everybody.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Oh gosh, she's just accepting it.
Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Oh?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay.
Let's vote.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Same dialogue. Okay. Oh boy. Well, we got it right then, I'm guessing. There she is. Celestia Ludenberg, vote guilty.
What?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Ta-da! Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely... Oh god, it's doing my throat in a bit. Taiko Yasuhiro!
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. Well, she was very manipulative. So did she really do this murder all about the $10 million that Monokuma set as the motive? I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty don't make me laugh, yeah? I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know? I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right to get Hifumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her. Oh. Alter ego? Everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but... It was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego? Yes.
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't... Oh, I did get the wrong accent. Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Yep, you manipulated him. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. Oh. Oh, what are you doing here?
Actually...
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. Yeah, you tricked him. What?
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found... Oh, right, this is her speaking. As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and taken pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. Was him. I can't really say. Has he actually got a cosplay costume in the background there? Jesus Christ. Well, I suppose he is the ultimate fanfic creator. He's got even little figurines on his desk as well. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did.
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me. Oh god. Wow. She's really, put some lies out there, hasn't she?
what?
Once he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone else. Everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I mean, I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but...
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. Oh dear. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. Wow. Wow. You enjoyed manipulating someone like that. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him! I'm going to fucking kill him!
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually...
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
Indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself. A bastard!
This is unforgivable! Completely unforgivable!
Bastard!
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
Actually...
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Oh dear. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me!
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face on general body size. I had no idea it'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it!
Let's see...
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation, yeah? Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
Jesus, the weather's turned. I'm just looking out my window right now. It's gone rainy, it was sunny before. But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that? Assuming you had actually let him live.
Are you okay with this?
Is that simple? After he did his part unpretending to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And do you really believe that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. He explained it to Hifumi. The plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you planned to kill him all along? But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if Zevon, who pretended to be dead, did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How could human life mean so little to you?
Well...
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No. Oh, no. 9. He derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Yeah, was it really just for the money? Oh, you're talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. That's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But...
All along, you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Wow. Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up my dream forever.
Honestly.
There was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me...
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
Isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. Is that what life is all about? Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. Oh dear, so it all came down to greed in the end. I got right to the edge, but...
There is nothing to be done.
Unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh.
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavour. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realise you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? You're upset again. My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right, I don't fear death. Kill me however you please, however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then...
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. Why?
Hey!
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. Yeah, so she is actually pretty terrified, I'm guessing. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay then, let's get rolling. The Blacken disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Come on, we've got to see the execution.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What?
Oh, it's a room key. This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
Oh boy. Execution time, everybody! Game over. Celeste has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Drag her off. Okay, you probably just noticed a bit of a jump cut there. Basically, during that scene there, the whole Celeste execution thing, yeah, I started having that disk space lag problem again, so yeah, it kind of screwed up the scene a bit. So what I've actually done is, I've had to go away, just replay the trial, and basically get that scene again. And basically this time I've re-recorded it and I've managed to get it actually nice and smooth, so yeah, I'll insert that into the footage so you know you're not missing anything. But yes, let's keep going now. So we're at the end of the trial. That was a pretty nasty, well, interesting little execution, actually, I should say. I thought it was just going to be a long, slow burn to the death, but no, she gets crushed by the fire truck, apparently. There you are. So let's keep going. I think we'll just keep going for a little bit longer. We'll try and get this, you know, whole trial execution area wrapped up. So it's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also cannot deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you going to make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey! Hey!
So, what's the deal with that? Oh God, he wants to know about Alter Ego.
What?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh!
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? What?
Ooh! How exciting!
Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez! What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea! I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. Yeah. I bet a lot of people watching this were asking the same question, which I think Monokuma is asking right now. What on earth does she mean by that? If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
And off he goes. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. A sip of water whilst I'm at it. Here we are. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key Celeste gave you? Well, don't think too hard about it, Big Mac. Come on.
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room. Oh right, I was going to say her room, but okay, never mind. Don't listen to me. Huh? That means. Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Oh, you're not letting us in? Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? Still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
It's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Where's Toko? Is she in Toko mode or Genocider mode? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? You're blushing. Why are you blushing? It's not what you think it is. Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Oh, for God's sake. For God's sake, woman. That's not what it is. Well, I mean, not that I'd say... Not that Big Mac would say no. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then...
We need to get into that locker. Okay, but I think we'll leave this for the next episode, this whole alter ego thing. So, thank you for joining me, everybody, for episode 19 of Danganronpa. We got through the third trial. Celeste was executed. Ma'am, we've lost 3 more individuals, and we, I think, now have 7 students left, don't we? In fact, it should come up with that, obviously, once we've gone through this whole section. In fact, actually, you know what? No, screw it. Let's keep going until we've got that screen. Okay, no. I was going to wrap up, but having said that, no. Let's not actually wrap up until we've seen that screen where it shows, you know, how many students are left, because it's not actually shown that yet. I feel like that would be the logical point to wrap up the chapter. I didn't say the chapter. Well, it probably will be the wrap up of the chapter, but it'll be the logical point to wrap up this episode. We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. and as the locker door swung open, we saw Alter Ego.
You really came!
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So?
Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So, now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. No. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
You...
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. It just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Are you playing me again with my... Are you trying to make me think you've got some feelings that, you know, quite open there? But you're actually going to say, no, sucker punch you. My grammar's not doing very well here. You know what I'm trying to say. Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No. I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe they're friends. That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... Oh? What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. What? Okay, you know what? Scratch it. We are going to wrap up here because I think we're getting into something kind of big here. And obviously this episode's been going on quite a while, so you know what? Screw it. Even though we've not had technically the you know, number of students left screen, we'll leave that for a future episode. Because boy, I think we're about to get into something pretty big here. So yeah. Let's wrap up. We'll leave it for episode 20. So, thank you for joining me then, everyone, for episode 19 of Danganronpa. As I was saying before when I started that fake wrap-up, you know, we had the third trial, Celeste has been executed, 3 more students dead, we now have 94 more monocoins, now that I see that up there, to be spending on getting more gifts. Also, on the subject of the monocoins, I have finally worked out what the repeat percentage thing is all about. You know, only took me friggin' hours to work it out. Basically, the more coins you put in as you progress through the game, the more the repeat percentage goes up. Basically, you know, what that means is that there's a, you know, that percentage chance of basically getting the same gifts that you've already got before. But basically, if you start putting in more than 1 coin with each attempt to get a gift, it'll actually take the repeat percentage down and thus give you a bigger chance of getting something new. So that's something we're going to have to start bearing in mind when we go back to the Mono machine, because my repeat percentage is up pretty damn high. So yeah, obviously I've got 94 coins, so when I start spending more coins again, I'm going to have to start putting more coins in just to get 1 gift, just so that I can take the repeat percentage down and have a higher chance of getting something new. So yeah, there we are. That's what the repeat percentage means. Like I said, it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to work that out. So yeah. So if you're not doing so already, you can follow me on my Facebook and Twitter pages, links in the video description as usual. You can go and sign up to those to stay up to date with my videos as of when I upload them. Should be good. It's good if you obviously don't have a YouTube account and therefore don't have YouTube notifications, which can alert you to when I've uploaded a video. So yes, there you go. In episode 20, we'll be seeing what the devil it is that Kyoko's been up to, presumably. So yes, thank you for joining me, everybody. And before I go, I just want to leave you, as usual, with some humorous historical words. This quote is attributed to the 20th century American critic, author, poet and satirist Dorothy Parker. Now, Parker is purported to have said, in reference to a prom that was once held at Harvard University, "If all the ladies there were laid end to end, I wouldn't be surprised." And on that humorous historical note, ladies and gentlemen, this is General Red, signing off and hoping that you all join me for episode 20. Goodbye! Oh, got him! Shit! Shit, 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 shit! Get off the edge! Oh! No, no, go! Get out of here, get out of here, get out, get out, get out, get out, no, no, get a time, get a time, get a time! Ah! That's that monstrosity finished off. Get over there. See ya. Oh shit, no, 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 oh, fuck! I did not mean to do that. Oh, please don't tell me I have to kill it again now. Shit! Got to stop, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it! Yeah. Oh lord, no, 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 no. Holy crap, this area's horrible. Oh my god, I'm being shot to fucking pieces! Ah! Oh my, what the fuck? Holy shit. Holy fucking shit! Whoa, Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Fucking hell! Bloody hell, that did like 1,000,000 damage! This better not be a... Whoa! Shit! No! Oh my fucking god! How many... What?